welcome dear listener to whatever this is, currently untitled and going by the codename You Never Get Those Minutes Back. The beauty of standing still in a fast-moving universe. As we are all too aware, the video game industry is a fast-moving place that waits for no one. It's like the little kid in the toy shop running excitedly from aisle to aisle looking for something better than the last time they were there. And at times, it really pisses me off that I let myself get dragged along by it. No sooner have I found something of a groove on FIFA, or managed to shoot relatively straight on Call of Duty, than the next installment is already looming large on the horizon, or often has already passed me by. It casts a shadow over my newly acquired, still piss poor skill set, and I realise I'm about to go back to square one again. As the games arrive, the thriving and generally massive communities that inhabit the lobbies and battlefields move along too. It's become something akin to a conveyor belt in a factory that we're all more than happy to hop on and roll along to the next chapter in whichever franchise takes our collective fancies. I've done it myself time and time again. But I'm here today to shout about the world that gets left behind. The rapidly emptying online realms that are left to gather dust by the vast majority as they leave and never really look back. And I'm here to tell you that if you're one of those that never looks back, you're missing something truly special. What I've encountered in my time as a player that frequently returns to games is that as the players move on, the community left behind only gets stronger and in turn elevates the game to a whole new level. To try and put this into some sort of context, let's say when Black Ops 3 was released, that game becomes the world. That is the globe. Its population is huge and it's expansive. You'll bump into people once in a lobby and then most likely never see them again in a game. Meanwhile, Advanced Warfare, the game that was just superseded, has seen its population shrink. This game is now akin to, say, a big city, where you'll still generally be strangers passing in the street, but from time to time, you may see a familiar face and say hello. The game prior has shrunk twice now and resembles a town. You see where I'm going. But then, way down the line, come the real beauty of staying behind, or at least being a frequent visitor to long-forgotten places. The villages. Places with far smaller numbers but where genuinely strong community bonds have been formed. And it's entirely from being in the same place at the same time in this much smaller slice of the vast gaming universe. This is where the true friendships are born. And at the same time, this is where your true enemies are born. These interesting little feuds that spark up. It's never ever dull. Black Ops 3 had a mode that another player became your nemesis. But in so many of the other old games, you can acquire a real nemesis. How cool is that? My own little village, at one point, was the Call of Duty 3 village on the Xbox 360. When so many other players moved on, I stayed behind and kept the lamplights burning. I used to have a friends list made up of a few random players and then complete Call of Duty 3 village players. It was this tight-knit, interesting community of those sticking around. And much like a small village, it was a place full of good humour, little feuds, friendly folk, horrendous rumours, and occasional toxicity. It's incredibly easy to be swept along on the wave of hype that rolls in along a new franchise game, to move with the flock, open the next chapter. But I'd urge you to once in a while, go and visit those places you used to play, those maps you used to love, because I'd wager that what you'll find is a great little community of players keen to welcome newcomers, or returning players as it may be, with arms wide open in the interest of seeing their little village survive, maybe even thrive in an ever-expanding gaming universe.